Okay, so my next question to you, like how can you implement custom navigation in like Sweeper for React?
So I used Swiper React in the featured product section in the project. So there was a slider with but it had a custom navigation buttons. So Swiper is actually a pretty good library, JavaScript library for creating sliders. So it has another package called Swiper React, which we can implement with our React applications. So I used that. So if if I want to customize the navigations of Swiper, we add the navigation module as a parameter as a props to the Swiper component that we get from Swiper React. And inside that navigation, we can actually define the next element and the previous element that we want to use as our uh, like like the swiper control, like the navigation buttons. So inside our next element, I can as a string, I can give a with the dot notation, I can give a class name, or I can give an ID. And whatever element in my HTML or JSX has that ID or class, it will act as an like the navigation button. So for next element, I have a element like a button with an ID that I put in the next element props. And for the previous element, I also have another element, a button which has another ID. So what I do is I use ID, so I do not have any conflicts. So then after we have the button, like the board button, the next and previous button, now we can just use simply use CSS to style those buttons to add maybe our custom SVG icons and position the icons accordingly to our UI design.
Okay, you have only mentioned the only Sweeper, but there are a lot of carousel provider libraries. So could you mention some of them?
On top of my head, I don't really remember the names exactly because
Like
I
React
mostly use
Awesome
Swiper.
Slider, Pure Slider Carousel, then React Flicking. So those are also
Uh,
slider libraries. So like if
yeah,
someone
I used some of those, but not intensively. So I don't really remember the like the syntax or the
okay.
names properly. Sorry about that.
Okay, basically, like I want to like explain like there is so much things you have to like you
Yes.
should explore. So thank you. Let me